Hello. You are
Hi.
at the Sunday Club, and you're with me and Dan, and not Kevin today. If you're here, join in, comment, chat, ask us questions, like, subscribe, do all that jazz. If you're watching it in a recording, still give us some comments. We love all that shit. We love listening to reading it, should I say. We're going to talk about the game, obviously, today. Some players, some decisions from Fark, how we feel about it. What does this mean? Are we all going to just collapse and fall apart, or are we going to be good? Daniel, where should we start,
James.
mate?
Firstly, hello. How are you?
I'm good. I'm all right. You know me. I'm still see the game are probably a lot differently than other people, but I'm all right. And yourself?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. Yeah, obviously a bit frustrated yesterday, but then I got over it quickly because it's just one game at the minute. But contrary to what we say, if you check Twitter, mate, you'd think that aliens have just invaded and took over our club or something. I don't know. But yeah, I'm all good, mate.
Yeah, I actually it sounds really bad to say, but I actually sort of look forward to seeing, when something bad happens, people's reactions and how crazy they can go. Some of it's a bit out there. I did want to say to you though, Dan, I did watch back the show on Friday,
Oh, yeah.
and I seen old the quizmaster. Wow, what a dude! What a dude he is. Where did he come from?
Mate, I can't believe you missed it. I can't believe you could have timed it even better because you went for a drink and he turned. You know what he's like. He just turns up. What a name that is.
Last name. Not as good as a quizmaster though. Do you know what I think it is, mate? Must be the spirit of Naup come and manifested. The Naup 3000, should I say? And now he's here in a living embodiment.
Yeah, you could say that. You got to watch it like the Spanish Inquisition. You never expect the quizmaster.
No, it just pops up from any crevice. So, speaking of crevices, let's talk about that one that Solomon fell in.
Yeah, bloody hell. You can't blame Solomon for that, can you, really?
You can, because you could have just passed it, but he tried to be a bit snazzy and slick.
Well, you could blame the groundskeeper for watering the pitch too much.
You could blame the groundskeeper. Fuck it. Groundskeeper, too much water, just where Solomon was stood.
End of the day, I suppose I'll start with the overall. Overall, yeah. I put it down to the individual players and communication from the said players, right? You can't blame Farker because, well, he's partly to blame, is what I'm trying to say, right? But the majority of it for me is on the players because 30 seconds in, Mateo Joseph is through on goal 1-on-1, right? And this is where his inexperience and youth shows because he's got in front of the thing, he's flapped it. Do you know if it had hit the keeper, then I'd have been disappointed. But
the keeper
it'd have been on
saved
target.
it. Yeah, that's it. I was the same thing.
The fact it went like a meter wide really pissed me off. But that could have been the difference. But it's if buts and maybes. If that goes in,
no, it would have been a different game. No, let's not fuck about it. That goal goes in. That game is completely different because they can't just do what they were doing and sit in, because that was the plan. It was obviously they're gonna stop us from scoring and then break when they had the chance. So we score in 30 seconds. That plan has gone out the window. They have to come out, and then it's a game that we can sort of hurt them a bit more. We know what it's like when it's low blocks, mate.
Yeah, but I don't agree. There's people. We're 5 games in. Understandably, people want Farker out. I get that.
How is it understandable? Sorry, how is it understandable that people want Farker out? How in the world is it understandable?
All right then. People wanted him out after the final loss because, like, you got to no. Listen, let me explain. After the majority of last season, I have to agree with him. It was sideways, backwards, backwards, and we couldn't break down a low block. I get that. I understand that because that's frustrating. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting to a point, but I don't agree with him getting rid of Farke now. I want to get that out there. But there's people out there happy that we've lost because they can use it as ammo to get rid of Farke, right, and support their narrative. That's fine. That's their opinion. Doesn't bother me. You're allowed an opinion. You know what I mean? But what I just don't. It's like I don't understand being so negative about your own club gets you anywhere. Is what I'm trying to say. But go on. You go. What were you going to say before you interrupted me and got me off my train of thought?
No, I've forgot where I was going to come in as well. I was just listening to you speak. But the thing is, right, you talk about how bad it was last season. It's like, I don't want to talk about last season because I've said it so much about last season. It's fucking 90 points, and we could have went up at any of us. Like, I know we didn't, and I know that, but it's like last season, as how bad it was and how bad people think we played. At times it was frustrating. At times it was a bit boring. But most of the time we were effective in the season. Do you know what I mean? Most of the season we were effective in that. And there was this idea of building his way of playing, and he's sort of got to do it again because all the attackers have changed. That, you know, we're going to have these games where things just don't go right for us. Despite that, yesterday, we've had that one chance. We've created another chance that Nonto should have scored. He should have scored it. And this is my problem with us, and this is my problem that I've had for a long time, is that in these games when it's tight and you get the 1 or 2 chances, you fucking got to be clinical. It's exactly what Burnley did to us. They had that one really good chance and gone through, and they've been clinical and put it away. You can blame whoever. They've took the chance that they've got, and that's what we fail to do at times. We need a lot of chances to score goals, and it's always been the way. We need to be clinical when we're getting them 1 or 2 chances. So we're going to get these games because they're not a shit team. They're a Premiership. They've just come down from the Premiership. Sorry, they're not that bad of a team.
They've got a lot of injuries.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But they're still good. They're still a good team. There's still good players in there that can play a decent standard Championship football and stop teams from scoring.
Sterling makes a good comment here, right?
Yeah.
The people that are saying get Farke out. You ask them, well, who would you replace him with then? They won't give you an answer. Oh, if they do give you an answer, they give you a manager that's at a club that probably won't come. Oh, I want Corberon. Corberon's at West Brom. He ain't going anywhere.
I don't believe that. Sorry. I don't believe that there'd be a number of managers that would want to come and manage us right now, especially with what's going on.
But listen, on Farke, right? I'm positive with Farke, and I think if he changes the team around, we'll talk about the team that we'll think about next week, etc. At the end. But I think he makes changes for Cardiff, and we punish Cardiff. We've got to, because these pressures on Farke. We knew from the outset of this season that the pressure is going to be on Farke because we've lost all the big hitters. Rutter in a biggest assists. We've lost
that's
Somerville.
Farke's fault, and that's Farke's fault.
Let me finish. This is the point I'm getting to, right? We've missed. Oh, fucking hell. Rutter's gone with all the assists. You've got Somerville with all the goals, yeah? So straight away, that's like 50 goal involvements we needed to replace. And we've replaced them with Tanaka Ramazani, which I think is going to be amazing this season. But my point is, I tried a few friends earlier. They were like, oh, he's rubbish, get him out. I'm like, why? Did he not give us the penalty? Did he miss the one-on-one? Did he miss the non-touch chance? No, he didn't. All he can do is issue a game plan, tell them how to execute it, and once those players cross that white line, all he can do is just tell them what to do from the. You know what I mean? He can't do it physically, do it himself. But I was buzzing with Mateo starting all the time because I think, right, this is it. He's going to be hungry, but he shows his inexperience and youth.
He did in that moment. He hasn't been. He's been pretty good, but in that moment, you could see that.
Yeah. But his hold-up play needed work. I said that before he started the season. But this is where I think he should have gone out last season and got a bit of experience and maybe come back this season with that experience on his shot, under his belt and stuff. But what I want to say is, like, Farke wasn't to blame wholly, apart from the substitutions, which didn't make sense for me. Bringing Pirro on just killed it for Aronson, personally. But sticking to Farke, I'm going to back him. I'm going to see where we are at the end of this month, mid-October, because it's imperative that we go up this season. Otherwise, we're just going to be a Norwich, aren't we? Or a West Brom. Even though West Brom are all doing okay, but it's not how you start the season, it's how you finish it. We know that. Look at Preston. They won 6 on the bounce, and they nearly got relegated last season. But I think once the changes come in, and we'll talk about that at the end, but what about you? On Farke, solely on Farke.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've said it numerous amount of times. Sometimes last season, watching us play, it was shit and boring. But I understood the whole of it. I understood that there's games where it's really effective and we win well. But I understand the concept of building a new team and making it structure work and making it continuously work. There's sometimes you're gonna have games where it don't work and people aren't doing things correctly, and it needs touching up. It needs finessing. And we're in that position again where our attackers are all new, they're all different. So it's working that out again. Good. But we still created chances yesterday. We still created chances against a good team. And like I said, it's about being clinical, mate. It's about being clinical and finding a way to score goals. Yeah, we did. And this is what I'm saying. Like, you look at it, they luckily got away with a win yesterday, because there's no way they should have won the game. A draw at the best for them, because they set out to not let us score, which was fine. That's Sheffield Wednesday did that last year when they just come up from League One. They've just come down from the Premier League and they're sitting for a draw against us. So understand that as well. We're a good team and we will be better. There'll be better days to this. And you know what, Daniel? You know what's really scary? We'll probably lose another game this season. Shit.
Yeah, I get it. I get that. Do you not think it's a continuation from last season of being sloppy in front of goal? Because how many times last season did we miss chances? I mean, look at the Peru chance against I forget who it was, but it was literally right in front of the net, but he p-rolled it to the keeper. I can't remember who it was.
There's a number of games last season, and these games specifically, where we fail to find a way of getting through. And then there's the smallest odd chance where we can have a good shot, we can get a good attempt at goal, and we don't do it, or we don't test the keeper, or things like that. That's where we need to work on being clinical and getting someone that can be clinical. And I was hoping, Joseph is still young. Nonto is a different matter. He's a seasoned player now. He's an international player. He's played for his national team. He should be burying that goal. Like, I look at Nonto to score his chance more than I do Joseph, purely on the I know he's not much older, but he's a lot more experienced.
I've read somewhere that someone was watching Joseph before the game, and he was stood in front of the goal, and he was doing like this Ronaldo thing where he was like doing manifestation, visualizing stuff, and then 2 minutes later he goes and does that. I mean,
and it makes him look like a bit of a twat.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, do you know what I mean? I'm not.
You've just been looking at it. How could you miss it, you dickhead?
Exactly, mate. But the thing is that he could have even gone round him. That's what annoys me. Do you know what I mean? He could have gone round him.
I generally think is like that chance has come to him. It's like, fuck me, this is happening straight away, and it's like he just flapped it, and he just absolutely, because
he's bottled it.
The finish that he tried, as soon as it left his foot, I was like, fucking hell, man, that ain't even going anywhere near that. So he must have known that he's absolutely flapped that shot.
So what game week are we on? 5.
5, yeah, we're about the same, aren't we?
So We won. I've just seen that comment there. So we drew against Cardiff 2-2. That's 1 point.
Yeah. We lost.
And then we lost against Birmingham City.
And then we drew against Sheffield.
And then we drew against West Brom 1-1.
West Brom, sorry.
So
West Brom, yeah. And then we beat
the handball. We beat Ipswich, so that's 5 points. And
I can't remember who played our fixtures. It's about the same then, ain't it?
Sheffield Wednesday 0-0. Because we had a cup game during the week. No, well, one.
No, we are better because we've won twice, haven't we?
Yeah, we're on 8 points
we are
now.
Better off. We're on 5.
Let me calculate. We're on 5. So we've won one more. Do you know what I mean? We're points wise, we're better off. We are better off.
Well, there you go.
But look, this is the nature of the beast of the Championship. Everyone who's followed us in the Championship. Look at Sunderland. They lost 3-2 to Plymouth. Sunderland were flying on the top of the league. Everyone's saying, "Oh, that's it." You know, Sunderland are flying, but Championship beats Championship players. Do you know what I mean? It's football.
Yeah.
We can scream to the cows, start churning milk. That no, you know what it's like. We beat
I do.
Ipswich home and away. We beat Leicester home and away. It means fuck all because we didn't go up. I think Leicester and Ipswich fans are bothered about us. No, because they're in the Premier League. That's just what it is, mate. Like,
oh no, mate. I'm good. I'm good with it.
Where's that comment? Yeah, from Anna. We might lose 10 games this season and still be promoted as champions. Exactly. Anna, yeah. We're best friends. But yeah, let's talk about the goal then, mate. He's tried to do a Solomon, where, because you notice Solomon is really good at changing direction really quickly, isn't he?
Yeah.
And
low centre of gravity. Yeah.
Low centre, and that's what he's tried to do, and he's just unfortunately slipped, and they've countered.
Groundsman, you twat.
And if you've noticed, every one of their counter attacks came from our mistake, mainly Bogle, but but this is where communication comes in, because Bogle will have the furthest defender back. He's not pressed him because he's looking who's behind him, so he's trying to stay central. Now that's I think it was Rodon or Strike or whatever went running behind Bogle and told him to move, told him to run. It's rather he's heard them and not done it, which is bad defending, or he's not heard it and then he's just gone, fuck it, I'll go for it. And then he's unlucky enough that the shot's gone through his legs. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. There's so many variables. Yeah. But the fact that is like he could run from the halfway line and go and score. Other than that, mate, they offered nothing.
Yeah, I mentioned this before as well. There seems to be this emphasis a little bit for us to press a bit higher from the back as well. But then it does leave you vulnerable. It does leave you vulnerable at times. And when you're learning a new way of playing, not a new way of playing, but like a sort of a little bit more, being a bit more risque, should I say, it's going to leave you a bit more exposed. And they broke quite a few times. But that's the learning part of the game. You learn from these things.
Do you know what? Going back to the style of play overall, right? It doesn't matter who we've got. Bielsa broke us. Bielsa ball just set the bar so high. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It doesn't matter. We could get. That's just what I think. I'm included. I loved Bielsa ball. It was chaotic, erratic, but we could have been, even if we were 9-0 down, we'd still go for it. You know.
Well, that's what he believes football is. It's just, you know, the whole man-on-man thing. It's like it's like a one-on-one thing. You've got to beat me. You've got to beat your man to have an impact on the game. Just the way he interprets football, isn't it? Attack. You have to score more goals, and that's. I mean, it's beautiful to watch when it works. We sort of not like that.
Yeah. Well, it's possession football. We're looking for
chinks
in the armour. We're looking for that gap, and that's why Ampadu has to drop to create, to drag a midfielder in to open up, and that's how it works. Obviously, we go, and Firpo's a lot more involved, and the wing backs.
That's why that pass is always going backwards and backwards and backwards as far back as it can go, because then it draws them out a bit more, and then we try and bam, 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 get past them a bit quicker. Because when we're pushing up and they're all sat there, it's like you might as well just fucking sit on the ball because you're not going to get through it.
Yeah, well,
do you know what I mean? It's not unless you start.
Yeah.
Unless you start shooting from distance or trying to get crosses in. But we've got all our attackers at fucking 2 foot, so crossing it's against a good fucking set of defenders is gonna be hard.
Do you know what's really annoying? What's really annoying? My stream froze, so I had to change the channel, and as the channel came back on, the ball was just rolling into the net, and I was like, "What the fuck?" we had it in there half a minute ago, and I was like, "Fucking hell!"
It's a typical goal that we would concede.
It's a good finish. It's a good finish. You got to admit.
Yeah, it was a good finish, but it's like, soon as that mistake was made, I think 99% of it, even myself, thought, "Wow, they'll probably score now."
Yeah,
this is the chance I was getting. I'll score, and exactly they did. They scored, and you think, "Oh wow, we've got to come from behind again." We should have, and we could have, but it's one of them. Penalty? Was it a penalty for you?
Fucking 100%, mate. 100%. It pretty much atomic leg dropped him. Hulk Hogan special. If I've watched it back several times, right? I know I've watched it in real time and I've watched it in slow motion. Still the same decision for me. I've tried to take the bias out of it because obviously I'm massively biased to Leeds. I think 99% of any fan calls that a penalty because he scrapes the back of his calf. He literally, for me, he hits the back of his calf, slowing it down. I know it don't tell the full story, slowing it down. But if you look at Worrell's boot, it gets nowhere near the ball because Solomon knocks it in front of him because he knows what he's doing. He's looking for the penalty. I genuinely thought he was going to hit it. I generally, because I remember every time he gets that ball in that position, I think of the goal he scored against us in the FA Cup.
You know he's never going to score a goal like that for us. You know that now, don't you?
Yeah, that's it. And then you saw Ramazani limping later on. Fucking hell.
And Ampadu went off injured. I think that's why they brought Brothwell on, because I think Ampadu injured himself and he took out that player.
Yeah.
And I think he brought Rothwell on for his fucking goal threat of maybe getting some shots off from distance or playing some quicker balls over the top. But the Pirro substitution though
killed us. Yeah. Was it penalty for you first though?
Yeah, penalty all day, and that's what we have to deal with as well, because this isn't a one-time thing that's happened. It's like this. You watch it so much, and it's not even a case where you can sort of defend the referee or a linesman and say, "Oh, the vision's impaired," and like that. That's what we have to deal with. I know it's like the conspiracy theorists and stuff thinking that everyone's against us, but fuck off, man. That's a penalty. And if they can't see that, they should not be doing the job that they're doing. I'm sorry, because that's bollocks.
I think it's crazy that it wasn't a penalty, mate. Whether he's looked at Solomon's body language and thought, "Nah, he's trying to buy that." But the referee started to lose control of the game for me. Every time a Burnley player, fucking hell. Every time a Burnley player went up to the referee and went, "Oh, do you want to buy this? Do you want to buy some of this?" The referee like, "Yeah, I'll fucking buy that." And he was just every little. I mean, there was one point where one of their players literally fell over in front of our player, and just fucking give a free kick. And I was like, you could have sent that Hannibal should have been sent off a few times.
Yeah.
He should have got a few yellows going in and stuff. He thinks he's. Fair enough, he's a shithouse. I get that, great stuff.
Yeah.
But he'll get his comeuppance, mate. They always do. Scum bastard.
Do you know what? I'll tell you what. It wouldn't surprise me if half of these teams' game plans is to come in and turn the crowd against like the team, because
you tell me
easily
You tell me, or if anyone in the comments can tell me, because I generally don't know. How do you break down a low block? What do you do to break down a low block? Does anybody know?
You be quicker, and you be quicker, and you're breaking out when you've got the ball in defence. If you've drawn the attack out, you just have to be quicker getting past it. You have to break their press and get up the pitch quicker. That's all it is.
So it's just pass and move. Then.
When they're all sat there, and when you're all sat there. It's just a case of getting a cross into someone who's got a fucking big head on him, or getting some pop shots off, or if you're Man City and you can fucking just weave your way through a fucking, I don't know, a block tunnel. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. In this league, it's literally breaking quicker than they can get back.
It proved. I mean, look at the passage of play for the non-toe chance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's my vicious attack pug kicking off. So yeah, can you hear him? He's probably barking at his own farts or something. Anyway, I apologize. Yeah, that passage of play, non-toe. You see him at the top of your screen. He's just floating, and then he just makes a dying run. And the vision from Aronson's rep for me,
Fucking
redemption.
really good.
Yeah, he's getting up there, mate. He's getting up there. He sees the run. It's a great pass, perfectly weighted, enough for Nonto to get to cock his body a bit, but he hits it straight at the keeper, and it's off the. If he hits it low and hard, that's in. Doesn't matter where he goes.
That's what I'm saying. I put more on him than Joseph. I know Joseph's chance is probably a little bit easier.
Do you think Joseph had too much time?
I just think he just absolutely popped his pants at the last minute and just thought, oh my God, because he knows what that would have meant. Scoring that goal in that game would have meant for Leeds. It would have just set the whole game in a different trajectory, because I think you'll get closer to the score that I predicted if we score that goal, because they'd have to come out. And then that's exactly what we sort of want. But you know what I'm saying? I forgot what I was fucking talking about now.
But he made some good saves to Trafford, to be fair.
He did. Good keeper. He's a good keeper.
You know, he's a good keeper. Premier League keeper.
Bit of a dickhead for holding on to it for so long, but
yeah,
as they always do.
Yeah, but then, like, we'll talk about the substitutions then.
Yeah.
So,
see,
at 60 minutes. At 60 minutes, I'm like, right, Daniel, make the changes now, because I think 15 minutes and 10 minutes is not enough time for Tanaka, Ramazani, and Rothwell, etc., even Perot, to make a substantial impact. They need at least half an hour, at least. You've got Ampadu, who were injured, stumbling about. Take him off as a precaution. Drop Gruev and bring Tanaka on, in my opinion. Fuck knows why he brought Perot on. I think it's like Easter Island head moving when he runs. I just
think it's someone to get a shot off.
Yeah. But Rothwell, I don't mind Rothwell. He's okay for me as Rothwell, because he literally scans. He actually scans and passes. Do you know what I mean? For me, I'll talk about the changes that I would have made. I'd have dropped Gruev as a DM. I'd took Ampadu off for Tanaka, because he's actually a positive midfielder. I'd have put Ramazani on for probably Nonto. And move. Oh no, sorry. Who was the left and right?
Solomon, Aronson, Nonto.
I'd have left Aronson on. I'd have took either Nonto or Solomon off for Ramazani. Ramazani should start next week for me. But
if he's not injured.
If he's not injured. The 2 minutes, right? The first 2 minutes that Ramazani were on, he'd nicked the ball, won it back, and created 2 chances. 2 or 3 chances.
Got fouled as well. That wasn't brought back.
He has to start next week. He has to. Aronson's great. He needs to start doing a full game.
Who'd you drop? Solomon or Nonto?
Fucking hell. That's a good shout. Probably Solomon. Can you imagine him coming on?
I don't know, you know. I think it'll play. I think Solomon was good yesterday, apart from the slip.
No, yeah.
It was all right.
No, you have a. But yeah, Sterling says drop Aronson. Maybe change the formation for a change.
I actually really like Aronson. Like some of the balls that he plays. Some of the balls that he plays, he's got a good fucking good set of eyes on him. That ball to Nonto was, if Kevin De Bruyne had been playing that pass to somebody, everybody would have been like screaming. That fucking ball to Nonto was really good.
In the comments, there's 16 people watching right now. I want to see what would their team be? Who would you drop and who would you start? So I want to see if we're on the same page here, because
do you know who I'd drop?
Farker.
Bogle. I put Smith in.
Are you smitten?
Oh, I just want to see him and see how he gets on. He'll probably play against Car. I think yesterday was probably because of who it was against, Burnley, one of the teams. I thought I'll play the team.
That's a good point. Why did he bring Byram on if not Schmidt? Is it because he's been in the club 2 weeks now? Do you know what I mean? Why bring Byram on?
Yeah, a lot. I think because obviously you've got Byram and you've got Junior Firpo for the left side. Byram plays left-sided, doesn't he, for him? To be fair, they can probably play both of them. And I think, Smith as well. He plays all over the place, doesn't he? He might do, might do.
Because he gave most of the attacks came from a Bogle miss pass. People turning on Bogle already. I could see what the Sheffield United fans were saying. I can
but
get
like I say, the way we play sometimes the way we play sometimes, and the way he wants his fullbacks to play, does expose them at times. And I know we shot on
this is it. I saw a comment on Joe's channel the other day, and he highlighted it, and it said, "Look, Joe, another counter attack." And Joe made a great point of saying, "Well, what do you want? Do you want a player behind the fullback as he attacks? Because they're coming from our mistakes. It's not like they're taking on our fullbacks."
No, that's
what I mean. Do you want a fullback behind the fullback? Because then that fullback becomes a right midfielder and not a fullback. Do you know what I mean?
But that's the thing you've got to take as well. You've got to understand that it is still a learning curve for a few of these players as well. There's a good set of them that know the system and working it well. And then there's a lot of new players that are fitting into it as well.
Leeds fans, right? And I probably get hated on for this, but some people don't like hearing the truth. As Leeds fans, we need to realise that we are a big club, but and relax. But we're in the Championship. We're a Championship team, and as it stands, we're 8th or 9th. But because we were in the Premier League 2 years ago, and we had one good season in there, we can't. Do you know what I mean? We're not. We can't. What I'm trying to say is our expectations as Leeds fans are unrealistic at the minute. We expect to romp every team. We want to romp every team, but the reality is that
we could. Right? Let's be real. We could if our players were at their best and everything worked every game and they're 100% every game. We could, but that's not real. That's not human activity. Everyone's not going to be perfect every game. The team aren't going to be perfect every game.
It's not FIFA. It's clear. I hate saying that, but it's not FIFA. You can say that this team beats that team on paper, but it only takes a second to change a game. Do you know what I mean? Look at Nottingham Forest beating Liverpool at at Anfield.
There you go.
Do you know what I mean? One goal separates everything. Danny's made a good point. I drop Ampadu and start Tanaka. He might have to if he's injured.
He might not be playing, mate. He might have a broken fucking shin bone or whatever. I don't know. Back caution with players. He's getting something ready. Yeah, it could be. It was just a really tight game to bring a new player on, I think. Especially when we're behind. Maybe if we were ahead. If Joseph scores and is ahead, but we're ahead by a couple, because I think that's what would happen. We'd have probably seen him yesterday, but because of the game and what we needed to do, he probably wanted people he knows what he's got from them. Do you know what I mean? Even though the subs were a bit weird.
I wish I knew how to put a poll in the chat, because I'd love to see if everyone's Farker in or out at this stage. I mean, let's see in the comments then, everyone who's watching, are you Farker in or out? Just put in or out in the comments. See what we get.
Out and shake it all about.
Fark it all about. Well, how long would you give him then? How long are you going to give him, James?
I'll give him until the sun stops shining. Don't know what that means. Now, I could sit here and say
tonight.
Now, I'll give him till now. No, I'll keep him all season, but that depends on results. I could think he could do it all season, and if we like lose a few games on the bounce, and we're really far behind, then you've got to look at it and go, well, it's not working anymore. So do we change it? But I don't think that'll be the case, mate. I think we'll win a lot more games than we'll lose this season.
I think he's got till November, personally. I think the board are taking notice because they can't afford. They've got investors. It's now become a financial thing with them. They had a bit of a leeway last season because we had a very good team individually.
Are we worse than last season, though?
I think we're more rounded than last season. I think we're more.
So we're not worse than last season.
I think we're on.
So at moments of scarcity last season, they believed in him and said,
in terms of all right then,
we're doing better this season at the moment.
If you look at the metrics, we are better than last season.
Yeah.
That's good. It's good to see that people are saying they're in. If you look at the metrics,
wait a minute. Danny Talk Sport have said, I'm here and he's got till Watford. Who told you this? So it's top 2. Don't know how true it is though. Who said this? Because these are like, don't tell you who they're even buying, but they're letting information know when they're going to sack Quark. It's crazy shit. This is, isn't it?
When's Watford? Watford. The 22nd of October. Which
what's my son's birthday?
Yeah. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games left. Okay,
so let's put it in perspective. Going off that. Yeah, go on. If we lose every single game up until that point, we'll then sack him. But he won't. He'll win next week. We'll win next week. We'll beat Cardiff at Cardiff.
He has to. If he gets less, he does, mate.
But
he does.
Won't.
If he
has to win next week.
It does, yeah. Because
what's going to happen if he doesn't?
Yeah, but once the fans in the ground turn on you, mate, there's no going back. Because all they seem they just, even though it's the players that get the manager sacked, it's his game plan. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but do you believe that should happen? Do you believe that should happen?
What if he doesn't? What?
Like, do you believe? Like in your are you speaking from your perspective, or are you speaking from like the general consensus? Next week he has to win, because I don't think he has to win next week. I wouldn't like it if he lost, but if he didn't win next week, I wouldn't be like, right now he needs to be sacked. Like I said to you, if we lose up all the games up until Watford now, then fair enough. Like, you've lost every single game, you've lost like 7 games. Sack. I would agree with that. Not after, if we lose it, if we don't pick up a win next week, or we lose next week, I wouldn't be like, sack him. I'll be a bit concerned, but I wouldn't be like, sack him right now. I still think we've got a really good team.
Going off the consensus and the temperature of Twitter, which is obviously pinch of salt, is that the majority are Fark out. Talking to friends that aren't on there, that aren't on Twitter, they're starting to get, there's rumblings on them that they're upset, but you have to stick with them. It's a game plan. It's new players gelling, etc. It's not the same team.
Yeah.
Personally,
and we still should have won yesterday. We still should have won yesterday. Let's get that
right. The momentum graph shows that we were all over them. They took one opportunity and they took it. But the metrics show that we are better off.
How bad it was yesterday, and how terrible it was, and how everyone wants Fark out, we still should have won that game. Bad finishing and a mistake has cost us.
But who
in the overall.
Who do you bring in?
You don't bring anybody.
Sack him. But for who though? What's the point? Sacking a manager.
Southgate.
What's the point? Sacking a manager. Fucking Southgate ball. No, thank you. But he plays the same system anyway, I think. But what's the point? Sacking the manager, not having a plan B, and then just being in disarray.
Get Klopp in.
Oh yeah, temporary Klopp. We'll probably get Sam Allardyce in.
Fuck, he won't be allowed back in Leeds after that shit show of the 4 games. Playing fucking 7 defenders on your last game, and you needed to win. That man was smoking something that day. Anyway, sorry.
I think he's got till end of October, November, and if the results don't go, if the trending points aren't going the right way, I think you say that
get rid of him. I think you say that about any fucking manager, to be honest with you, mate. It doesn't matter if
No,
it's just
but
us. I think
there's
any club with a manager, and they're like, oh, if you haven't won by fucking we play Watford. So if you haven't won in 6 games, I think any other club will be like, yeah, you're gonna get sacked. So I don't think it's a speciality for Leeds. It's just like,
he's got a 4-year contract. He's got a 4-year
I know
contract.
he
He's
has,
the highest of any manager that's ever had in the Championship.
and he'll
That's
get us up
Leeds.
this year. If he stays, he will get us up this year. I still
Yeah,
believe that.
look, there's still 41 games left, 40 games left. You know what I mean? We said last season on Nalp, 15 games is the barometer of where we can see things going. Yeah.
Yeah.
And by that point, we were.
It's been 5.
Yeah, we've done 5, so we've got 10 more to go. We've played some of the bottom 5. We've played some at the top as well. Do you know what I mean? But we've got hard games. I think everybody's got to play each other.
This is a fair point as well. You know, we do lose a fair bit of our players.
Yeah.
On international, so.
Yeah, come game 15, we could be 10 points clear. Who knows?
It could be. Probably will be.
But I used to think online, mate, it's just they proper catastrophize everything, don't they? It's like I remember people calling for Bielsa's head after we lost to Spurs and Liverpool. It was a hard month. I mean, even I said, bloody hell, he's going to go at one point.
Yeah.
In the end, I didn't want him to go. I just wanted him to just stop being stubborn and just change it a little bit. That's all I wanted. But no, they sacked him. But anyway, let's move on. Away from Farke, what do you like when Ramazani came on, James? He was impressive, wasn't he?
Yeah, looks a nice little player. He's quick. Again, another player with low centre of gravity. Looks quite strong as well. And he was fouled, man, when he went through. Player caught the back of his ankle or back of his calf, and you could see him hobbling for a bit after. So yeah, he looks good player, mate. Like I'm really like, once he gets up and running, I'm really looking forward to seeing him. I think if he gets in this team, I don't think it'll be hard to shift him out of it.
Yeah, I agree. Pirro substitution. No idea what going through his head there. He's not a 10. I asked someone on. Were it you on Friday maybe? Where does Pirro go? A second striker, probably. Would you put him behind?
You almost have to give him. Yeah, that's probably his best position, just to fucking float around the edge of that box, or like in between.
We must ask.
Not a 10, but in between. Go on.
We must ask this question every week. Where does Pirro play?
What does Pirro know?
Yeah,
I think he just brought him on because he's clinical and he can score if he gets a chance. I know he hasn't always done that for us, but if he gets a chance, there's a high chance he'll put it away. So maybe bringing him on for that reason alone, because he didn't really add anything to our build up or anything when he come on. Like I said, like we've always said, the system doesn't suit him, especially if we're behind in a game, because you know what I'm saying. When we're winning and stuff, he's a what I call a luxury player. That you bring him on to just sort of like float about and score goals, but he's not a worker. He's not. Do you know what I mean? So that substitution did baffle me a little bit. I was like, why have you brought someone on? We need to get up the pitch as fast as possible. Do you know what I'm saying? We need that speed. We need that break. Pirro's not doing that for you. He isn't doing that at all. So that substitution did baffle me a little bit.
Danny and Anna got good comments there, mate. It's like Danny says the game slowed down when we brought Pirro on, which is true. And then Anna says, "What is a Pirro? It's a philosophical question. If I had a genie's lamp, one of my wishes would be, where does Pirro play?" And get the answer from him there.
He plays in between dimensions.
He's got a TARDIS. Should we call him the TARDIS?
It's much bigger on the inside.
Yeah. So that's pretty much. There's not much more to say, is there, really, about the game apart from it was shit. We was unlucky, and Hannibal's a shithouse.
Yeah, like I look at the game and it's a game that we'll probably have again this season, and we just need to take our chances when we get them, because as we've both addressed, if we score the chances that we score, we win the goddamn game, cut out the mistake, we at least draw the game. I'm still confident that we can defend well, even with Bogle, giving him every opportunity not to. But against a learning curve for him, he'll have to learn how to play that position right. He'll have to learn how to position himself properly. And this is passing, just pass better. Don't give it away.
Yeah.
I'm not worried.
Also,
I'm not worried.
Rodon is not ever going to score a fucking goal, is he? He's never going to head a ball. He can't head a ball, can he? He's like
He can do it when
the
he's
Welsh like.
Do you know what it is with Rodon? And I believe with Rodon and even Stroke, to be fair, he's so accustomed to being the one to repel balls away from the goal that when they get in front of a goal that they should score against, they can't help but repel it away.
I just thought it was funny how the ball went past and he just this is what it was like. You just saw Rodon do this.
Oh no! Oh, that chance when you think, "Fucking hell, mate!" Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like they're good. Look, that was a good ball. That was a really good ball in, and
great, great ball, mate.
This is one
right. So Cardiff away next week.
It is, and I think we'll
tough place to go. It is a tough place to go. I know that Cardiff.
Not last season, it won't.
I think Cardiff they're thinking about sacking the manager. So
are they?
Yeah, they're thinking about sacking the manager, and they think they've lost 5 in a row.
Have they?
I think they've lost
fantastic 5 time to play Leeds United, then, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you're on a bad run of form, go and play Leeds United, because you've always got a chance.
Yeah, honestly, mate. But yeah, so let's have a look at Cardiff. They've lost 4 and drawn 1 in the last 5, and they're at bottom of the league. So what that means.
What's up? We're undefeated away. We haven't conceded a goal away.
Why are you saying it now? Why are you putting it into the universe?
Because I'm giving them confidence that they go to Cardiff and just obliterate them.
I forgot you had to watch this podcast.
Exactly. That's what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to absolutely annihilate them next week.
Right. So you're on the bus to Cardiff. You're Daniel Farker, right?
Yes.
You get you got a bit of pen and paper, and then you're going to write down the team sheet. Who's on your starting 11?
So in goal, it's going to be Alex Carnes. Nah, obviously Melier. Strout, Rodon, Firpo. Would I put Smith in against Cardiff? He'd probably start Bogle, but I'd probably go.
Right,
I'll go Bogle. Go on.
Stop there. Ban Einar, because the last time he said this, we've just lost 1-0 to Burnley. Sorry, Einar, we love you, mate, but you can't come on here saying stuff like that.
You're like a voodoo person. That's what you are.
But who's your midfield
then? Next week, obviously if Ampadu's fit, I'm playing Ampadu and Gurev. But
2 defensive midfielders.
Look, I'm good. I'm good with them. I think right. They're not doing what they did last season. I think they are getting up higher. Ampadu had a few shots yesterday. They were shit, but he had a few shots yesterday. So he's getting in them positions. So Ampadu Gurev. If Ampadu's injured, I'd go Tanaka, but I think he'll play Rothwell. And then I'll probably stick with the top 4.
Right, okay. Well, assuming Ampadu is fit, but yeah, same back 4. I think he sticks with the back 4. I personally would have Ampadu and Tanaka. Tanaka for that advanced role, breaking the lines and passing forwards. I'd look Solomon, Aronson, Nonto, and Joseph. But I want to see Ramazani come on earlier. I want him to get at least half an hour. I want to see Schmidt on there. If Ampadu's not fit, I'd drop Gruev as cover and leave Tanaka there. But things need to start firing. We need to start putting these. And what better team to play against to get your confidence going again is bottom of the league. Bottom of the league, mate. And
we need to start firing after them one game of not.
Yeah. So points per game, they're on 0.2. The XG.
Cardiff.
Yeah.
Shit. Don't tell me their XG is like -1.
Well, the goal difference is -2.9. So it's -2. Yeah.
So we need to win about 6-0 for it to be a justifiable performance, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Is what I'm saying, mate. It's terrible.
Then I will predict the 6-0 win next week away at Cardiff.
So
I'll think about it. I'll think about
that. So they've scored 1 goal and conceded 11.
Oh, fuck me.
And the highest goal scorer is Callum Robinson with 1 goal. They've scored 1, conceded 11. Yeah.
Fuck. Top scorer. Imagine that stayed that way all season. 1 goal.
Yeah. They've no wins. So you know what that means, mate. You know we're going to drop a fucking stinker on next week.
Nah, we won't. We won't. Watch.
I
from home. Pressure's off. Watch.
But we can't go into it thinking we're going to win. It's easy. We should go into it right. We need to win. Get the momentum going again. Because we've got Norwich the week after.
Oh, yeah. No, Coventry, isn't it? We Coventry.
Oh, Cov, then
Norwich.
Then Norwich, yeah. So
then Sheffield United, is that right?
16th of October, yeah. That's a big game in itself.
Ham sandwiches. Pop a ball right in his ham sandwich face. Or dirty Wilder.
Yeah.
The fake Cockney.
We all heard his confession on Friday night. So that's about the game next week. I think that's pretty much it, isn't it, really? Not much more to say.
No. I think
unless anyone's got any questions.
Yeah, anyone got anything to say? Anyone want to ask us anything? Take it away. The floor is yours. Otherwise, we're going home to bed.
Yeah. Well, I'm already home, but yeah.
Or to bed. I mean,
that would be nice to see Bogo's first goal against Sheffield United. I'd love to see the.
If he hasn't been dropped by then.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. So next Friday, we're back with Not Another Leeds podcast on Friday night. With 2 guests because Kevin's not here.
He's out of it, and he's gone. Just fell off the edge of the earth. Old Kev needs to find his way back to us. We've given him a map.
Is Perot the quizmaster? We will never know.
We'll see if the quizmaster's much quicker than Perot. He's in and out like a flash.
Yeah. So, yeah, watch out for the socials on Not Another Leeds podcast on Twitter, Instagram. Like and subscribe on this episode. And then go to Not Another Leeds podcast and like the latest episode there as well, please. The guest, shall I tell him? Shall I tell him one of the guests? Shall I give him one? Next week we have the Queen of Domino's Pizza, Meatball Meat Feast. Evie herself is joining us next Friday with one other guest to be confirmed. Just check the socials. It's always fun when Evie comes on because we get to bully her, and she's good. She's a good sport, isn't she?
Yeah, she takes the bullying that you give her, Dan, is what you're trying to say.
I don't bully her. It's character building. But
character
yeah,
building,
anything else to add before we go?
No, just thanks for watching. Thanks for joining in the chat. We really appreciate it. Otherwise, it would just be me and Dan talking. Yeah, join us on Friday, and we will see you next week.